my god. The reason I'm sighing is because last night I was on Papa Gut's stream and he was reacting to all of this. So I have seen all of this already. And the reason I'm sighing is because I have to go over it again. And not because Emiru is like a bad person or anything, but I'm sighing because this is probably one of the heaviest stories this year. So, full disclosure, this is not going to be like a typical internet allegation. There is trigger warnings of abuse, emotional, physical, all that kind of stuff, sexual assault. There's a lot of... This is a very heavy story. So strap in. And now that I got all that out of the way, let's just get started. So Emiru uploaded a video the last 3 years of my life. We kind of expected that this was going to come eventually. After like the whole TwitchCon thing happened and everything. Yeah, let's just see what she has to say, you know?
So, I mean, you guys can probably tell, but today's not gonna be a normal stream. Not gonna, watch videos or play games or anything today. I kind of just have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then I'm probably just gonna go offline after. But yeah, it's, I mean, you guys know, I've been streaming for 10 years. Last week was kind of the first time that I ever really, spoke about a topic or, something that happened to me. And honestly, I'm really glad that I did, and I'm proud that I did. And, I feel like I have to see it to its conclusion, if that makes sense. Not just for myself, but for, in a way, I kind of feel like a lot of people are involved, because it doesn't just affect me.
Yeah, I mean, she was talking about, she's referring to her crying in the RV and breaking down in the RV, saying, sometimes you have to move past people to, open up opportunities for, other people and stuff, That's a very normal feeling to have.
So that's why, sorry about my voice, I'm very, very nervous in case you can't tell, but I knew that this stream, had to be done today, so, yeah, pretty much, yeah, so I guess, might as well get started. Not, stall too much or anything. I know there's a lot of people here who don't normally watch, and if you're wondering, yes, I do normally run 20-minute intros. And yes, my community at least claims that they like it. I think that they like it. I like playing songs for you guys, but anyway, yeah, anyway. We don't like it? Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, I'm probably gonna stop reading chat now as well, but, you guys are free to say whatever you want, obviously. So, yeah, like I said before, it's been a pretty crazy week, and a lot of things have happened, since the last time that I streamed, in relation to what I talked about last week, the whole TwitchCon incident. Some other things happened that kind of pushed me to talk about a lot of things that I want to talk about today, so.
Yeah, TwitchCon was an absolute failure this year. I think what really is upsetting about TwitchCon is not only that this has happened for years, as I've stated in my previous coverage on TwitchCon, but, also just due to the fact that, it's interesting. I was looking at the old streaming community, the Dead by Daylight community, what they had to say about the Emiru stuff, because I know they go to TwitchCon, and they engage in these events, and, that's cool and all. But I would have liked to, I don't know. I mean, they went to these events, right? And I feel like it would have been worth bringing up some of the horrible stuff happening if they're so into talking about social issues, which the Dead by Daylight community very much talks about social issues all the time. There's people that try to talk about it all the fucking time there. And, they were very quick to... I'm not trying to make this about me too much, but they were very quick to virtue signal day one that my allegations hit without even hearing my side of it. But when it came to the Emiru stuff, right, with the sexual assault stuff happening and then with this Mizkif stuff happening, all this stuff out of control, they had nothing to say about it. And that could just be anecdotal, maybe I'm not checking, but usually the people that do talk about social issues, I tried to check those accounts specifically to see what they had to say about it. No, nothing. I couldn't find anything. Again, that could be anecdotal. Maybe they did talk about it and I just didn't see. But it's very... The point I'm trying to get into is after the TwitchCon stuff, because it's pretty clear to me that, Twitch doesn't give a shit about social issues or social conversations whatsoever. They don't give a shit about women on their platform or the safety of women at all. They don't care, right? It's pretty clear to me, especially with how poorly they've handled TwitchCon, how they haven't made women safe on their platform whatsoever. They initially gave Emiru's assaulter a 30-day ban instead of a permanent ban for literal fucking sexual assault. So, I don't know. It's just fucking, it's crazy to me. So, people that advocate for social issues, those kinds of people, if they still stream on Twitch after all of this, I think it's a huge litmus test to the kind of person that they are. It's a huge decimation to their credibility. And I feel like if you advocate for women's issues and you advocate for women in general and talk about these sorts of things and you still stream on Twitch after all this, I just am no longer going to take you seriously. And I don't think anyone else should take you seriously either. Because why would you stream on a platform that advocates so against women and you're pretending to advocate for women?
Oh, as you can see, I wrote out my notes. And not only that, I have even more notes. So, yeah, if it seems like I'm, like, reading a script or something, it's because I wrote super detailed notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, so.
And yeah, and also just one more thing about the Dead by Daylight community. They also said that, like, TwitchCon was good this year. They're, like, the only ones who I saw that said TwitchCon was good this year. I think there were a couple of others in, like, other Twitch spaces that said TwitchCon was good as well. But I'm just thinking to myself, how are you... If you guys are so adamant on advocating for, like, social issues and, like, sexual misconduct and stuff in the past, why haven't you talked about this? This is, like, one of the biggest stories, and this is actually something that's legitimately worth talking about, not just some dumb nothing burger drama that you guys always, like, seem to engage in. But now you guys just aren't talking about it. Now you guys don't care. I just don't fucking understand it.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay. So, I think everyone knows about last week, the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. I was assaulted, and the guy was able to, leave the venue, basically. Okay, so, like, intro?
Yeah, and then Twitch said that they were working with law enforcement, but then they never actually gave the police the name of the user that assaulted Emiru, which is fucking crazy.
First thing that I want to talk about is, I did see the, Twitch tweet that I believe went out yesterday. I was literally in a Discord call with my friends, and they were like, did you see that Twitch apologized to you? And I was like, wait, what? So, yeah, basically what I'm trying to say.
The fact that they didn't even personally apologize to her at all is actually kind of insane. Like, the fact that they had to do it publicly, and then, like, Dan Clancy is like, Emiru's my friend. I care for Emiru. You're the fucking CEO of Twitch, dude. You're calling Twitch streamers on your platform your friends? I don't know. That might seem like a nitpick, but that seems not only uber parasocial, but that's also extremely unprofessional. Like, they are not your friends. They stream on your platform, and your job is to do your fucking job as a CEO and make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. But I guess partying with a bunch of fucking, like, 19 or 20-year-old girls is, like, more important to you. I don't know. Not that it's predatory. I'm not trying to say that, but still, it's just very immature of Dan Clancy. He's, like, 60 and he's married.
They put out that tweet. I was never apologized to privately. They put that out without, like, consulting.
It's fucking crazy.
Or anything. I didn't know that they were gonna do that, so that was, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that, you know, they're trying to, like, take some level of accountability, but there's a lot of things that they didn't mention in the tweet that I feel like should have been mentioned. But anyway, more stuff's been happening behind the scenes. So, I want to say that last week, everything I said on my stream was accurate, obviously, except for one thing. I was wrong about one thing. I was going over the tweet that Twitch initially put out, where they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened to a high-profile creator, you know, police were on site, we're cooperating with law enforcement investigations. What I was wrong about was, they were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations.
Yeah, no, they lied. I'm pretty sure Emiru did make that clear in her original video, though. Like, because I watched the video, she said that they didn't cooperate with law enforcement, or that she said that in, maybe she said it in, like, a tweet or something. I'm pretty sure Emiru did say that somewhere. Am I tripping?
I found that out on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police, and they were talking to me, and they basically said, hey, we can't really do anything right now because they apparently know the name of the guy, but they're not giving it to us until a warrant goes through, which, if you know anything about that stuff, it usually takes a while. Even, you know, if it's expedited, which it was being expedited for me, but it still takes a lot of time.
God. American law is far from perfect, but yeah. And the fact that Twitch wasn't giving the... I don't know, man. This is just... It's so shady. Like, Twitch handled this so fucking poorly.
And they're like, yeah, they're refusing to give us the name, which, as far as I'm aware, is like a very common company thing, where they'll be, you know, they don't want to give out names of potential people involved in crimes, because then, like, that person could maybe, like, sue them for giving their name to the police. I don't know, something like that. That's what my lawyer said. But basically, they were, Twitch was trying to make sure that the guy that assaulted me didn't sue them, which meant that the police were not able to work.
You know, hot take, I also think Twitch should get sued for failing to just protect women after all these years. Like, for years and years, like, TwitchCon has just had a huge sexual misconduct problem, and Twitch has just failed at every avenue to try to prevent these things from happening, despite claiming that they are doing it. They said, this event is going to have more security, it's going to have more this, more that, and then you have people like Taylor Lorenz sweeping for Twitch saying, this was like the most secure TwitchCon ever. Within the first 3 hours of the event was when Emiru got assaulted by this guy. First of all, he should be arrested and he should be on the sex offender registry for life. I am not opposed to that. That is disgusting behavior, what he did. But like, Twitch also should get charges pressed against them as well.
On the case right away. So yeah, I got a call about that on, I believe it was Monday, from the San Diego police. They were like, yeah, we're working on the warrant, but like right now, that's like all we can really do, but like we're trying our best. Just like want to let you know, we're gonna keep in the loop and everything. I was like, okay. I was very frustrated because I was like, damn, like I didn't know that on Saturday. I would have said that if I knew. And then I believe it was the next day, there was someone who, I don't know if they were a viewer or if they were just someone who like knew of the situation from social media. They contacted my manager, and they basically told her that at their place of work, someone came into their work who matched the description of the guy, and this person was saying like, oh, I'm, you know, traveling to Texas, and I caused like quite a stir at a TwitchCon, and this person like, you know, reached out to my manager, reached out to police.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. That's a good Samaritan there at the workplace. Jesus fuck.
San Diego police interviewed them. But basically what I'm trying to say is because all this stuff was delayed, this guy was able to get really far away from San Diego, allegedly. And this whole time my manager was like, basically like begging Twitch, like, dude, like please give us his name. Like, we don't know who this person is. Like, for all we know, he like lives around where Emmy and her roommates live. Like, I can't like help her if like I don't know who this person is, and they were refusing to do it. But
God, I fucking hate Twitch. I really do believe that, like, I said it before in this video, I'm not going to take you seriously if you advocate for women issues and, like, women in general and their safety if you still stream on Twitch. I'm not going to take you seriously, especially after this, because this is, like, Twitch doesn't give a fuck about women. They don't care about women's safety. They don't care about women on their platform. And slowly but surely, and also, there's another situation that happened recently. I might cover it, I might not, I don't know. I haven't gotten around to it because there's just been so much fucking shit to cover this month. But, like, this Nina Lin person or whoever, along with some other streamer, held a guy down, and then the other one was twerking on a guy, and he said stop several times, and she didn't let go. That's still a form of assault. And it was all live on Twitch, apparently. I think it was, like, at one of the TwitchCon parties. Crazy. It's just, it's very upsetting that this is just, like, so common. And, like, the spaces that should be speaking up about it are not speaking up about it enough. And that's honestly super frustrating for me because it's like, it's almost like people prefer to have slam dunk virtue signals instead of, like, you know, engaging after Twitch themselves because for one reason or another, whether it's because they have like brand deals they have to appeal to, or whether it's because they can't criticize the higher ups because of like one reason or another. I don't know what the case is, but it's absolutely fucking mental to me.
After that tip from the person who said that the guy came into their workplace and was talking to him, my manager demanded the info from Twitch, so they did end up giving it to police. But not my manager, as far as I know. She still doesn't... Yeah, so, the investigation's still going on, but it's, like, been a huge mess because of all of the delays and, like, refusal to work with the police. And yeah, it's ongoing. I can't, like, say too much about it. Like, all this that I'm saying, obviously, I, like, ran by my lawyer and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And I do want you guys to know that Melissa has been making sure that, you know, me and my roommates, who are obviously other pretty well-known girl streamers, that we have...
I believe Senna, Valkyrie, there might be a few others I'm missing, but yeah, I believe they're like the main ones, yeah.
Been safe here, paying for like security stuff, making sure we're protected. Again, my manager's been taking care of that all on her own. Twitch did not offer anything like that. And yeah, that's where it is right now, pretty much. I can't say like too much about what, you know, me and my lawyer are doing, but there's some kind of like public resolutions that people who like have seen this and like know about everything that's happened can feel better about it. Because like I said, I don't feel like it's just about me. Like it could have been anyone that it happened to, like a small streamer who's not as lucky to have the resources or like, you know, the reach that I have. So it's very scary and yeah, just very, very frustrating. And yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go. I'm sure that, you know, they're probably, I would speculate, not very happy with me for talking about all this, but I feel like it's not fair to keep it hidden from all the people who literally had to witness it because of Twitter and Reddit and all these things. I mean, I'm not complaining about that, obviously. You guys know I was super grateful that the guy posted it, got, you know, spread around so that I didn't have to figure out how to talk about it myself, but...
Yeah, no, it's obvious. It's fucking crazy. I truly think that if that guy wasn't recording and didn't post it on Twitter, that Twitch would just not talk about it. They try to sweep it. Because it seems like Twitch has been, like, sweeping for a lot of these cases for the longest time. They haven't done anything to stop it. All they've done is just given bullshit PR responses. They didn't even apologize to Emiru directly. They lied about working with law enforcement. They completely lied about that. And... yeah, Dan Clancy needs to get fired. Like, Dan Clancy has just done absolutely nothing for TwitchCon whatsoever. He's done absolutely nothing good for Twitch. And he is just super incompetent, and he's just like he needs to go. He needs to get fired. Like, he just doesn't know how to run his platform properly. Oh, by the way, the streamers that sexually assaulted the guy, by the way, yesterday, they were banned for a day. Just one day, and then they got off, and now they're able to stream freely. Yeah. Fun. What a great platform. I hope that, like, Emiru, and I know she may not do this, obviously I don't think YouTube would offer her, like, YouTube's strategy is to keep quiet, but I do hope that she eventually leaves the platform of Twitch, and she streams exclusively on YouTube. I think that would be a very good change for her. I think, like, obviously she has different audiences on Twitch and YouTube, obviously. Someone in chat said Twitch is a cult. Yeah, I mean, he's technically not wrong. Wow. Twitch is definitely, it do be cult-like behavior, yeah. But yeah, I do hope that she streams on YouTube eventually. I know Valkyrie, I saw a clip of her on Twitter where she said she was considering to go exclusively on YouTube. And I wouldn't blame her, you know, I personally wouldn't really watch Valkyrie's content. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of her. I have criticized her in the past, but if she did want to stream on YouTube exclusively away from Twitch, I wouldn't blame her. I feel like I don't blame you. Like, Twitch does not give a fuck about women at all.
Yeah, I'm just... it's a lot. It's been really heavy this week, but obviously I've been getting a lot of support from my friends and other streamers, and obviously my manager, the people that I work with, my employees and such. But yeah, I don't want to just let this be a thing that I think that they're hoping it just blows over and gets, like, swept under the rug. I'm not gonna, you know...
They certainly would be hoping for that. And if nobody posted it on Twitter, they definitely would be banking on the fact that it would get swept under the rug.
Go live every stream and complain about it, like, oh, you know, I got done dirty. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna try to the best of my ability, keep you guys updated until there's, like, some kind of resolution, you know, so...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, pretty heavy, intense stuff.
Yeah, and that's not even the worst of it for this stream. It gets, like, even heavier, because I've already seen this. It's really fucked up. Also, I'm going to pause the recording, because I need to take an Advil. Be right back.
Yeah, it's been... sorry, I'm just looping myself now. But, yeah, I would hate if, like, this kind of just went away and people were like, oh, what happened? You know, I don't know. You know, am I gonna go to TwitchCon next year and, you know, like if something happens to me, it's gonna, you know, they're gonna try to hide it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. They said that they want to do stuff better going into the next year's TwitchCon, but, like, given that they said that this year, I really don't. I just have no faith that they should be doing TwitchCon. I think, personally, this needs to be the last TwitchCon that ever happens. Truthfully. I really believe that. I think that Dan Clancy should be fired, first and foremost. This needs to be the last TwitchCon for a long time until they get their shit together. I think that this, they're obviously not gonna stop it. If they can keep doing TwitchCon, they're gonna keep doing TwitchCon because it makes them money. Like, it's a fuck ton of money. They can host block parties that they sell for overpriced money. Like, they pay $100 per entry. And they host block parties for, like, multiple days. So, like, it's $300 if you want to go to all 3 block parties. And then it's an additional, like, tons of money for the fucking event itself, plus merchandise. It's just really, it's a whole thing.
So, there's that. Give me a second. I have some more stuff I want to talk about, but I'm trying to not, rush myself, because I'm trying my best to, like, you know, stay composed to the best of my ability, so that I can get to the information across accurately. Thank you guys. Thank you for, you know, support and stuff. Like, honestly, it's been shocking to me, because, I don't know. I guess, like, whenever things happen, I always just kind of expect the bare minimum outcome, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've just been very, very thankful. Very thankful and, very grateful, and, I hope that, you know, whatever comes out of this makes other people feel better. But regardless, like I said, I'm,
You can tell that she's been holding on to this information for a really long time. When we get into, like, the Mizkif stuff, you can tell that she, like, has been withholding this for so long. It's actually, like, really... It's just upsetting that, like, he was able to get away with this for so long, and that he, I don't know. We'll get into it. We're not there yet. We'll get into it. I fucking hate talking about heavy topics sometimes. It's just like, oh my god. It's like the TwitchCon stuff was kind of heavy, and this stuff is even heavier.
I'm done with, going to TwitchCon. Probably done entirely with convention streams, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, it's just like Twitch is just like probably the most parasocial platform that exists. And that's not to say that like TikTok or YouTube can't be parasocial, or Kick or whatever the fuck. But like Twitch by itself, like the fact that there's like the chat feature, the fact that there is like a lot of like women on the platform that like are not safe, by the way. The fact that there's a lot of men who think that just because they're a tier 3 sub for like 3 years, that like suddenly they're like close friends with the fucking streamer. That's not how that works. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been there. Like, a streamer and chatter are not friends. Like, that's just... They're there to entertain, and there's boundaries there and set and everything. And it's... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like TwitchCon is a cesspool of just like parasocial people being able to meet with their favorite streamer one-on-one. And the fact that Twitch can't even run their own platform, what makes you think that they would be able to run their own event?
It's just time, you know. And I think that's probably true for a lot of streamers. The climate has, you know, really changed. I've been on Twitch for 10 years, like, you know, I keep fucking repeating myself recently. And yeah, it's changed a lot, gone pretty big, and I think that's just, you know, the reality that you have to accept.
Yeah, I feel that.
But, you know, maybe it's not a bad thing, because, you know, you can go back to rotting playing games in your room. It's not so bad, right? Retirement? No. Not retirement. Definitely.
Emiru's like 27 years old. I don't think she would be able to retire at 27. No way. I mean, I think she has a lot of money, and she'd be able to do fine for maybe like 10 years maybe, but I don't know. Like, with inflation going up, it's hard to say. I feel like at 27 you're a bit young to retire.
Probably not. Because I'm the kind of person, I'll never give up. You're not going to make me give up. So,
That a girl.
Yeah. Ooh. Fortunately, I'm not done yet. Like I said. That just give me a bit. Was worried you're gonna quit? No. And I don't think I'm gonna go to any other platforms because, I mean, first of all, where would I go? And second of all, I really think that, you know, this is something that was just, I mean, this is just me, you know, being optimistic, but I feel like it was just a case of, like, you know, we didn't realize that these things could happen, and we obviously don't want them to happen, and, like, you know, things will be better, and I mean, I'm not gonna leave you guys because of, you know, something that someone else did. I mean, yeah, there's, like, other places that, you know, I upload content, but Twitch is, like, really my home. That's why,
Yeah, I mean, I still think that she should stream on YouTube, and I feel like that YouTube would be a good option for her. Because, like, Twitch doesn't... The thing about Emiru is I actually do like Emiru as a person. Like, I think she's generally... Like, she's one of the very few bigger Twitch streamers that's always struck me as, like, very genuine. She is, like, very... It's easy to see why she was successful, right? Like, she's very sweet and seems like a good person to get along with. And so, like, I can see why people would enjoy her. And also, like, the cosplay stuff is really cool as well. Obviously, there's, like, a huge market for, like, cosplay content online. But, like, yeah, I mean, she's always struck me as, like, a very genuine person. And I feel like, because of that, the problem is that she's just, like, she's too much of a pushover. And I don't mean to say that in, like, a rude way, but she, like, for a while, it feels like she's kind of just been, like, very passive when it comes to dealing with problems, because she's just that nice of a person. So, like, that's why she dealt with the Mizkif stuff for so long, and that there's, like, so many other complicated layers to the Mizkif situation when we get to it. But, like, also because of the Twitch stuff, that I feel like that's part of the reason why she's also staying on Twitch as well, because she can't leave because that's her biggest audience, right? That's, like, where her main audience is from, and she's been streaming there for a while. But, like, TwitchCon and, like, Twitch don't care about her or any other woman on the platform, and that just sucks. And that's why I do feel a little bit sad that she's staying on Twitch. I mean, I get why she's doing it, but I feel like part of me feels sad because it's just like, I feel like you're setting yourself a little too short. I feel like if you really want to actually, like, stand up for yourself, you would probably at least stop streaming on Twitch for a while and maybe, like, go to YouTube for a bit. You know, I feel like that would just be, like, better. But I mean, again, it's obviously her choice, and, you know, respect her choice and everything, especially because poor girl's been through a lot.
Through all of this, I feel like most people, you know, I mean, I did make a tweet, but, like, it was probably, like, 10% of what I needed to say. A lot of people make a tweet, make a YouTube video. That's why I've chosen to do all of this live and, like, raw, because it's just what I'm most comfortable with and what I've always done. So yeah. Oh, sorry, my, like, emotional voice is so ugly.
I mean, she did give a statement on, like, Twitter once. It was, like, a long statement, but I think it was just so she could actually, like, say something, because she wasn't home to stream or anything like that. She wasn't like in the moment available to stream, so I think that was, like, the next best way she could make any form of statement.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just crazy. I just never thought things like this would happen, or I'd ever be doing a stream like this. It just feels very strange, because it's just very, out of my element. I've never really, like, for the most part, commented on drama, or, like, self-inserted in situations, but I
definitely goes beyond drama, but yeah, no, she's, generally speaking, tries to stay out of the drama sphere, and I guess that's probably for the best.
As in this situation, I'm kind of, like, stuck in the middle of it, against my will, so it's like, if I don't do it, who else is gonna do it? I'm just gonna take a second. Sorry, I've said that like 4 times, but this is,
I think she should take as much time as she needs to, you know? Like, obviously, like, I mean, I'm talking earlier about, like, her being, like, way too nice, but she's like, I'm gonna take a second, you know? Like, I'm really sorry, I'm sorry. Like, she's apologizing a lot when she doesn't need to. Like, you can tell that this has been weighing on her for a while.
It's a lot. I hate drama streams. Me too, man. Bro, like, I could have come home, I could have worked on beating Cinna and Clint's fucking Mega Bonk scores. Now look what I have to do. So fucking annoying. I had to cancel my plans. Which reminds me, I don't think there's gonna be a Halloween stream this year. I don't think that's, realistic with, kind of the vibes of things right now. But I mean, anyone gonna be mad at me if I do, like, you know, like a Halloween in November thing? Or, I mean, there's always next year, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, things happen outside of your control. So, yeah. It's just crazy, but I mean, thank you guys for listening to me talk and complain. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, the next thing, at the end of my last stream, I said that when I got home, I would be talking about some other things that I really, really did not want to talk about, but I feel like those things, developing independently of their own from the TwitchCon incident, have gone to a point where I kind of feel like I have no choice. So, I've already seen a lot of people speculating about what I'm going to be talking about, and some people have been right, but...
Yeah, I remember Asmongold saying, it's about Mizkif, but I think Asmongold knew behind it, because, like, Asmongold knows who Emiru is, and they've, like, met in person. I think they did, like, a podcast. I'm pretty sure Emiru did, like, a collab with Asmongold, like, spending a night, like, a day in the life of Asmongold or something, and she spent the night at his, like, house, which is, like, full of junk or whatever, and Asmongold has his, like, $2 steaks or whatever, and, like, his mashed potatoes, or, like, baked potatoes or whatever. It's, like, a very, like... It's like the guy's a millionaire, but he lives like a normal guy. It's very, very interesting. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that was... but, yeah, Asmongold knew what it was behind the scenes before this came out, and seems like Asmongold didn't say anything because he respects Emiru's boundaries. And you'll see later, like, I actually am very surprised with how Asmongold has handled this. He's actually, like, a rare Asmongold W, actually. Like, he's a very, he actually was handling this pretty good.
Even for the people who were right, they were only, like, 5 to 10% right. I don't think I've seen a single person online who knew or understood the severity of what I want to talk about today. And I want everyone to be aware that I've been handling the situation very seriously, and I've spent a lot of time thinking this over. And not only that, I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today, because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right, because it's so serious. And, I feel like it's gonna change things.
I think she probably did that just in case, like, I don't know, in case, like, Mizkif wants to, like, go into, like, a defamation lawsuit, which I wouldn't doubt. Mizkif is a fucking millionaire, so he probably would sue Emiru for defamation. He seems like the kind of person that would do that. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Mizkif, here's the thing. Like, I guess, introduction to Mizkif was I knew he was a big Twitch streamer in 2021. I think I, like, watched, like, 1, 2, or, like, 3 of his videos. I guess I got it in, like, my recommended. And I thought, oh, I mean, it seems kind of okay. And then I think I enjoyed, like, one of his videos, and I wound up subscribing to him. And then, like, at the end of 2021, I think Trainwrecks fucking leaked the, whatchamacallit? He, like, leaked the, that Mizkif was, like, covering up sexual assault allegations or whatever against, like, that Adriana Lee person. And that was, like, a whole big thing. And I think I stopped watching Mizkif because, like, I didn't know if it was true or not. It seemed kind of shady. I think I was, like, still subbed to Mizkif because I didn't know whether it was or wasn't true. But I sort of, like, kept my distance. But I apparently I was still subbed to him for a while until recently, until this situation. Then I unsubscribed to him on my Dr. Evil Bad Rex account. But, yeah.
Ever.
That's basically my introduction to Mizkif. I didn't know if the sexual assault cover-up stuff was true, but after this situation, I wouldn't fucking doubt it, truthfully.
And, so... Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about and telling everyone. Sorry, I swear I'm not trying to like make this dramatic or something. Like I said, I really wish I were not feeling like I had to do this. Just give me some time. I'm gonna be doing a lot of, I guess you could say like fourth wall breaking in a way, and talking about things that I thought would always be personal, and just, you know, I would just carry them myself. Today, I'm finally gonna be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I've attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So
It's just like her wording of this, it's like you can tell that, like, I feel like there are times where she, like, watching this a second time, like, you can tell that she's, like, really, I feel like she's downplaying her own experience. I don't know if maybe that's because of trauma, or maybe if it's because, like, she feels like maybe it could have been worse for her. I don't know, like, what it is, but, like, she's, like, downplaying her. Like, you'll notice throughout this entire thing, she actually, like, just downplays how, like, bad what really happened to her. And it gets really bad, as the allegations earlier. Like, there's sexual assault, there's abuse, and just a whole bunch of other things. Like, Mizkif is, like, a super fucking nasty person. He's actually, like, one of the grossest human beings ever.
So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this, and why now? And I would like to explain that before I get started, so that people understand what prompted me to do this today, and that it's not just on a whim or something like that. Okay, so, like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I just end up reading off my notes. The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger of being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me, and someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter. And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything.
Jesus Christ. And that's another thing, is that Mizkif is not Emiru's not the only person that Mizkif has done this to. And you're gonna learn, like, I'll try to remember to bring up the tweet. Someone else earlier today, actually, as a matter of fact, at the time of me recording this, actually, like, came forward with another sexual assault allegation that Mizkif did to her as well. And I would believe it. I mean, a lot of this seems very credible as we get through this, but it's, he's a repeat offender, and he is not good news.
I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet, and I still hold that belief to this day, and I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know. I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong. It's wrong to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously circumstances that could prevent you from saying anything if it's like someone else's experience and they don't want you to say anything and it's their experience. But other than that, yeah, I would agree.
I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation.
Jesus Christ, he said that word for word. Yeah. I mean, I remember this. He said word for word that he's going to smear Emiru if she ever speaks up about her experience. Yeah, that's definitely not the sign of somebody who's totally fucking guilty.
I was told that he had even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
Good for them. That's a green flag for those streamers.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
Holy fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just like I've already watched this, but I have to sit through heavy shit again. Jesus fuck. I'm not blaming Emiru, by the way, for coming out about this. Like, normally I'm very against people coming forward on the internet when they talk about this kind of stuff, but I feel like because of the circumstances with Mizkif and how he's like a huge threat to people, and like with just everything going on, I really feel like this is one of the few cases where I think it's okay for Emiru to talk about this. It might be like re-traumatizing for her though, and that's like the biggest concern for her, but yeah, hopefully it's like therapeutic to some extent.
I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Okay.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. He must know that whatever this information is really bad, like career fucking ending. If he is threatening like her managers or people around Emiru that if she ever comes forward that he will make a smear campaign about how she killed her own animals, which by the way is not true, but it's yeah, it's just really, it's fucking crazy. That's definitely the sign of somebody who's innocent.
So now that I've explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream, I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this. The way that I'm going to do this today is I'm going to run through everything from the beginning to the end to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can. And, hold on. I'm also going to be showing a few screenshots validating what I'm saying. I have more things, but this is what I felt comfortable using today. And I will be running through those later. Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators who were present for certain things.
I imagine Asmongold. I forget the streamers specifically that she brings up, but I believe like Asmongold might be one of them, because like I know Asmongold's known about it behind the scenes for a while. I think Tectone. I'm not sure if it was Tectone. I know Cinna knows. S-Fan. I think all of OTK knew before this came out, and I guess they didn't say anything about it publicly because like Emiru probably didn't want. It was her Emiru's story, and they obviously respect Emiru. But apparently Mizkif hasn't even like been with OTK for a long time. Like he already had his cancellation during the like sexual assault cover-up shit that was happening.
And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there, and I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names, but I know this won't stop everyone, but I ask people, for the streamers that I mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to go pester them and bother them about it. There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did.
Sure. Yeah.
And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things, and in fact, most of them didn't, and some of them didn't even know anything at all. I tried to keep things private with my close friends, but if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth.
That makes sense.
But, yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you know, you knew in this know, a lot of people, you know, didn't know everything or didn't know anything.
Well, yeah, also because, like, it's not their story to share, and I imagine they wouldn't want to, like, share Emiru's story out publicly until she was, like, ready to talk about it, or however it came out or whatever. And obviously, Emiru wasn't even originally going to talk about it. That's what's so crazy about it. Is, like, yeah.
Okay. I think that's, all that I have to get out of the way to start. So, this is public information. I initially moved in. Sorry. I'm still sick, like I said.
Bro, I don't know what it is, but, like, whenever I drink water when I'm sick, that shit fucking makes it worse. You know, I usually have to drink, like, a seltzer or fucking tea or something. That usually helps. Like, drinking water for some reason just, like, does not. Like, it actually, like, makes me feel worse in my sickness. I don't know.
This is
Sorry, I know I'm bringing up irrelevant details, but we gotta, like, lighten up the mood a little bit because this is such a heavy topic.
all public, obviously, this part. I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021, because, he offered. I was, living alone at the time, and I was having, stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know, like, all the stuff that happened there. I ended up joining the org and everything. We did a lot of streams together. And, I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We, started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022. After I joined...
This was after, I think, Mizkif broke up with, like, Maya Higa or whatever. Maya Higa was, like, another streamer that he was dating. Who knows if he was bad to her as well? I wouldn't doubt it. Because, like, it seems like Mizkif is, like, a huge repeat offender.
Okay. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid. And second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which...
Yeah, I've been in one of those. It's tough. You know, codependent relationships are really, really tough because, like, you depend on each other, but that doesn't mean you're good for each other. Here's the thing. You can love a person, but do you like that person? You know, just because you love a person, just because you have an emotion for a person, do you actually, like them? Are they good for your life? Are they good for you? Are you good for them? Is really what it, like, comes down to.
It's not the issue, but let's just, you know, making that clear for details. He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate, and we grew very close over time, and I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream. So, when... It was definitely slow.
Yeah, so controlling over what you wore, by the way, if you guys heard that part. Very super... Well, I don't know, like, if I had a partner, I wouldn't control what they would wear. Like, I don't know, that just seems very, like, weird. Like, I'd let my partner wear whatever the fuck she wants. That's, like, a very weird thing to control. Like, I just don't care. Like, if my partner wants to put on makeup, she can put on makeup. If not, then she doesn't want to put on makeup. Like, I would never make her... Like, I'm not very stingy when it comes to, like, clothing or wearing or whatever. That's a very weird thing to control.
Over time, that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example... He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me.
Why? Like, here's the thing. Like, again, I keep talking about how she, like, downplays her own experience. Like, she's like, it was a plastic bottle. Like, I mean, I appreciate, like, the, like, like all the details being correct and everything. Like obviously, like that's a very huge breath of fresh air because a lot of people don't do that online. But like, it's just like, why would you ever get the idea to throw anything at your partner? Like, why? That's just like, why would he do that? Like, it doesn't matter if it was a plastic bottle and if it didn't like hurt. And the fact that like why? Why would you do that? That's just like, that seems like such a weird thing to like, it seems like such a weird power game to try to play.
Despite me telling him, like, I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily, he would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but...
Jesus fucking Christ. How do you accidentally throw an iPhone at somebody and then it hits them in the eye and they get a black eye? Ah, oh, Jesus fuck.
He always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident, and I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident.
Yeah, he uses the excuse that it's an accident. How the fuck do you accidentally throw your phone at somebody and give them a black eye?
Accident, like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's... Yeah,
I think what makes abusive relationship like that already, like we're like in the beginning of the story, and already this seems like a form of abuse, like already. Like there's no nuanced conversation to have about that. Like that is a form of abuse. He's trying to play power games with her, and he's trying to test what he can get away with. Like I think what makes abusive relationships so complicated is that she probably really loved the person. She probably was like, okay, he's probably not that bad. Like that 1% of her loves her. Or loves him and is like, yeah, no, he'll change. This doesn't define him. This isn't who he is, you know, yada, yada, yada. And then she'll, like, keep doing it, and then she'll have to tolerate more and more, and he'll keep trying to test what he can get away with against her.
At the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off, and looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So... that was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close. And then, again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened. I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can find all that, see, like, what I said during that, everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, didn't Emiru... I don't remember specifically what Emiru said about the sexual assault cover-up stuff that Mizkif was involved in. Was she, like, trying to see the best in Mizkif at the time? I actually don't know what her original take was on that. Maybe she was, like, trying to see the best in him or something, and she thought, like, I don't know, because she was close. The thing about Emiru is, like, she's friends with people like Tectone as well, like, and that's, like, the thing, like, I guess Emiru is, like, just such a nice person that she, like, kind of just allows people who may not be super great, like, Tectone I don't think is, like, a super great guy, pales in comparison to Mizkif, but still, like, I don't think Tectone is a particularly good guy, but Emiru is, like, super, like, loyal to people that she's, like, nice to and close with, so, yeah.
After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and...
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, about how, like, it's very, like, abusive relationships are super fucking complicated. Here's the thing, right? Like, and I'm going to talk more about this as we get, like, later into it. Another reason why this has been really tough for me in particular is I've been in a toxic relationship before, right? In fact, you can actually read about it publicly. It's still probably out, the document probably still exists on me out there in the public, and we're coming up on, like, the 1 year, I guess, like, the 1 year anniversary. It feels so wrong to say 1 year anniversary, but it's like, it's like 1 year since, like, it actually came out against me. I leave the link to my old YouTube channel in the description below, so you guys can, like, read up on it. Like, I have 2 responses to it. Like, one, the Google Doc, and then the actual response. But anyway, that's not really the point. Is that, like, I've been in a toxic relationship before, you know? Like, I've gotten angry on, like, Discord calls. I've yelled. I've done some really bad shit when you're angry, and I think that if there's one thing to understand, is that when you get angry, sometimes you don't understand how unpleasant that can be for other people. And, like, even before I was in that relationship, I was in, like, a group of friends, and when I'd play, like, Dead by Daylight with those group of friends, I would get, like, fucking so pissed at, like, anything happening in the game, right? Like, I would get pissed at, like, even, like, the most minute detail that doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. I would get, like, uber pissed off, and it was just so unpleasant for people to be around. They wouldn't even want to express it around me, probably because I'd lash out at them. When you get angry, you get unpredictable, and I'm not proud of it. You know, I'm not happy about it. I've tried to get better about it since then. I'm not proud of, like, how I lash out. But I've gotten angry, like, in a Discord call, like, with my ex-partner. I'm not proud of it. It was, like, during Apex Legends games. Though I've been told that it's justifiable to crash out at Apex Legends. I feel like... I can agree when a lot of people say that that game brings out the worst in everybody. Yeah, it's, like, because everything is, like, so fast-paced. But yeah, I would, like, crash out. I would, like, crash out when I didn't do well, and it was just very unpleasant to be around. But here's the thing. I would never, if I was, like, in person, if I ever met, like, any of my partners in person, I would never get the idea to throw things at them, to, like, insult them, to, like, bring them down, and, like, because, like, Brad Taste in Music, like, called his ex-partner, like, a wimp or whatever. I would never say stuff like that to my partner. That's fucking unhinged. That's crazy. That is legitimately abusive. But, like, yeah, no, I've been in, like, toxic relationships. I'm not happy with the way I've acted in them. And I feel like looking at this situation, it's made me, like, look back at it and, like, kind of really forced me to, like, I guess reevaluate, like, how I acted in a lot of these instances. And that's, you know, there's no changing it. I mean, there's no excuse for what I did. It sucks, you know, like, I lash out in toxic relationships. I'm not happy about it, but I never went to the extent that Mizkif did. And I thankfully can say that. But again, it's not about me. I just think it's an important conversation to bring up about, like, abusive and toxic relationships, that there is definitely a difference between the two.
I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet and be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was. But that, unfortunately, did not really happen. For a long time, I think about a year and
I don't think people like Mizkif change.
Half from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover, and it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse. There was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like, it felt like, you know, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped. So, and again, a lot of people are, like, vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, you know, chronically tapped into all that stuff. So for a long time after the, like, cover-up allegations happened and he was, like, starting to kind of struggle on his stream, he never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. And to me at the time, it made sense because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times.
Dude, that's crazy. He was jealous of, like, her view count. And he was like, you know, we gotta go live at separate times. Like, at first it makes sense because it's like, okay, you know, like, maybe, like, there's a lot of overlap with some community members of my stream and then your stream. I mean, at the time it makes sense, but then you realize that, like, he just, like, was not a fan of how Emiru would get more views than he did. It's actually, like, Mizkif is, like, very insecure about that.
We're both gonna perform better, you know, it makes sense. But, yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of, like, things like events or sponsors or, like, you know, just special things. For a very long time, and a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was, because of him. And, now I stream whenever I want, but, the first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for...
Abusers hate it when they no longer have power.
The 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck's that to do with anything? But, it'll make sense in a bit. So, I'm live. He's live. We're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat people start saying unofficial Mizraid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check.
Oh yeah, okay. So I can play the clip that she's talking about right here. I'll actually bring it up right now. Yeah, okay. I found this on Livestream Fails on the subreddit. So this is the clip that she's referring to. It's a 3-minute clip of the Rust event and everything. So.
Today is the Rust server. Chat, I'm excited. We got some stuff, dude. We're gonna start talking to people again. We're gonna hang out a little bit.
Got raw pork.
I'll fucking take it.
Would you like some raw pork?
Yeah, I'll fucking take raw pork. Hell yeah.
Enjoy.
So I thought, why not build a house up here?
Yes, I can pay
Yeah,
rent.
so right now Mizkif's at 22.5k views. Emiru's at 19.5k views, and she's about to get like higher and stuff, yeah.
Your house.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. Oh, wait, check this out. Come here.
Ooh.
Not
Wait,
bad,
that's
huh?
the house?
Yep, and now she surpassed him by a lot.
Wait, our houses literally look exactly the same.
Yep.
The despair when she has more viewers than he does. Wow. I will say, and I'm not defending Mizkif at all here, but like there is like a level of truth to like, I guess like your Twitch viewers going down. When your Twitch views go down, there is a level of, oh, that kind of stinks, you know, like I didn't have as many views as before, you know, it's a little, there is a level of disappointment from that. But like this guy looks fucking depressed. Like if you look at his face, he's just like, oh my god, my girl has more viewers than me. Oh my god.
Hello?
Yeah.
I want to see Emmy. I can't believe you guys have made separate houses.
Biggest sweats, you retard.
Whoa, wow.
They're the biggest sweats. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, dude. We'll join the resistance.
He is really unhappy that she has more viewers than he does.
You're spelling it wrong. Yeah, my bad.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like there's something that needs to be said about if you're going to be, like, grumpy all stream, and if you're going to be, like, upset all stream, people are not going to tune into that. Like, the only way you would get people to tune in is if it was, like, pirate software, where you're, like, getting upset at people and you, like, get fucking, if they, like, ban you or whatever, or some shit like that. That's, like, the only way people would tune in is if they, like, try to troll you out of your anger. But otherwise, like, people are not going to unironically join your stream for that sort of entertainment. Like, that's just, it's depressing to be around. It makes sense why they would want to be an Emiru stream, because generally speaking, she's more positive on stream. Generally speaking.
No, I hardly slept last night. That's why I seem tired today. Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, Alinity rated Emiru.
Honest. I'm pretty tired. I'm just tired. Alright, chat.
I mean, that completely contradicts what he said earlier about, whatchamacallit. That completely contradicts his mood earlier in the stream where he was like, I'm excited! Yeah! Oh, I didn't sleep much last night. Yeah, right.
Later. I will see you guys, probably tonight, if not tomorrow. I just need a nap. I'm fucking zooted out of my mind.
What does unofficial Mizraid mean?
Oh, yeah. Unofficial Mizraid. He is so petty about her having more viewers than he does that he won't even raid into her. He won't raid her. He doesn't want to give her more views. That's... Dude, that has gotta be... It's one thing to be upset that you're not getting more views. It's a whole other thing to be so petty and upset and not even proud of your girlfriend for having more views that you won't even raid into her. That's fucking crazy. Like, obviously, just, like, be more entertaining. Like, instead of, you know... Like, again, it goes back to the toxic game thing we were talking about, where I would get upset if I didn't perform well in games, right? Or if people, including my ex, performed better than I did. That was upsetting. That was upsetting, and that sucked. But, like, that was just something, you know, like, now I look at that. If it were me today, I'd look at that and go, okay, I just gotta do better. You know, it is what it is. Like, I try not to, like, get so pissed off about games because it's, like, really not that deep. But the fact that he won't even raid into her, that's fucking crazy. Like, at the very least, like, I don't know.
Oh, he did?
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged? Like we haven't had to do what we had to do to make it here where she had a one-hit advantage. She was coming after me.
Yeah, so as you can see, he's breaking shit. He's fucking breaking shit and he's slamming shit in his room. Or in her room or outside or whatever. He's like kicking shit, he's breaking shit. Wow. That's the sign of somebody who's mentally sane.
Attack back!
What the fuck is this?
What are you... Was that a test?
You said...
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
Jesus Christ. He's still going. Many minutes later. Minutes later, he's still going, just breaking shit.
Let me check my body real quick. Did anyone loot me?
Yeah. Go to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
There you go.
Yeah, she's trapped now.
Bonnie, look what I did.
Sick. Okay, sick. Okay, I'm stuck in here. Okay, sick.
So yeah, she's going to the... I'll pause here. Like, she's going to the restroom, and I believe she said that she was gonna cry for, like, 20 minutes straight in the restroom because, she feels really unsafe against Mizkif. Breaking shit in the house because his girlfriend has more viewers than she does. He won't even raid into her. He just ended the stream. He won't even raid into her. That's how petty he is about this.
I'm gonna make some stats.
20 minutes later, the longest bathroom break.
Like 20 minutes. Oh. Hello. Abaragi, thanks for the sub. But alright, yeah, I'm gonna log out for now, but I'll probably come back later. And if not today, then tomorrow my normal time, so.
Yeah, wow. Crazy. There's also so many other live stream fail stuff. Oh, he gets upset about giving he's upset about Maya's success. So Maya was his previous girlfriend before Emiru, and this is a pattern of behavior you'll see from Mizkif a lot.
Check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy,
So, by the way, when she says check the Discord messages, this is going on during the time of the clip that we just watched, just for context.
you know, I'm gonna kill myself, I waited, or I'm gonna KMS, I waited so long for this, etc. Basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him, and like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real, but yeah, he starts messaging me, he's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room. I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He wanted to get her attention so she could stop streaming, and literally, it's just fucking crazy. It's just insane. He doesn't raid into her. He is in a sour mood. He doesn't do anything himself on his own stream to try to improve viewership. He doesn't try to, like, have fun with other people. He doesn't do any of that. He's just upset that, like, it's fucking insane.
He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up, so even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear, like, every fucking day, but...
I imagine that sound is a reminder of that single day that Mizkif did that. Fucking Christ.
Anyway, so I hear him back there doing this, and
Yeah, so obviously Mizkif is mentally sane, clearly.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all you guys, like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like...
What? All you guys do is take from me? I hate all of you guys? Dude, what the fuck?
I'm just done. Like, I'm just...
Bro, when I was in a toxic relationship, I would never resort to saying, I hate you all, or I hate you. I would never resort to that. I would never say, you took this away from me, or you did this to me, or you are doing this to me.
Done, and I was like, this is, like, really happening because of Rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was, like, going off on me, like, basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And, I stop in the bathroom outside.
Go finish your stream so people don't know anything is wrong. Dude, that's a red flag. Huge red flag. Stop so that no one knows anything is wrong. He doesn't want people to suspect that he is trying his best to control Emiru in, like, the worst possible ways ever. And trying to control your partner to this degree. Like, earlier Emiru said, like, you know, what they wear. Like, destroying shit, breaking shit in the house. And then being like, I hate all of you. Dude, this is, like, textbook definition of abuse. 100%.
My stream room, and I'm like, you know,
like, Emiru herself wasn't even, like, toxic.
checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was, like, crying. And, I'm only in there for, like, 30 seconds, and he comes and, like, looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back, and, I stream for a couple hours, to finish the stream. Do my best, to just, like, you know, carry on the show, basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him. And during that time, I obviously was, like, thinking and processing a lot of what happened. But, I mean, it was a lot because...
Sorry about that.
This person was at the time, like, kind of it was, like, my partner and my best friend and, like, the only person that, like, I really talked to ever. Like
I said, abuse dynamics are super complicated because she probably still really loves and cared about him at the time. Or not still, sorry, not, like, during this, like, live stream that she's doing. She probably, at the time, still really loved and cared about him, and so she's like, okay, this is not who he is. He'll change. He'll get better. People like Mizkif never changed. Apparently he was like this with Maya, his previous partner, and apparently he's done this to other girls after Emiru. People like Miz never change. He is... It only gets worse.
Stream. So, I mean, it was just it was a lot. But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move, because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, you know, kind of force myself to commit to it, right? Does that make sense? Obviously, I, didn't move out right away, but after, like, all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other, domestic abuse stuff really started. He would, destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see the—
Yeah. He destroyed walls and broke furniture. For what? I also have to listen to that one more time because, I have to listen to that one more time because I want to know, like, why.
I, didn't move out right away, but after, like, all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other, domestic abuse stuff really started.
So, like, after the, Rust stream, after she ended the stream, or is it just, like, she's saying after, like, generally?
He would, destroy furniture in front of me. He
Yeah, wow. Destroy furniture right in front of her.
would throw things in front of me and near me.
In front of me and near me. I know he would throw things at her, too, by the way.
Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Jesus fuck.
And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car.
She locked herself in her room to get away from him. I hope Emiru files a restraining order against this guy. Like, I legitimately think that, like, she needs to file a restraining order. This guy is clearly, like, this guy does not seem like he cares about people's boundaries or respects them at all. Like, he is, like, he's, like, trying to bang on his door, get in, and she feels unsafe around him, so she has to lock herself in.
Together, he would be going, like, 150 miles an hour, and, like, one time he even said, like, well, now we're both gonna die. Like,
what? I remember this, but, like, I also forgot about this part.
Like, if we were driving in the car together, he would be going, like, 150 miles an hour, and, like, one time he even said, like, well, now we're both gonna die.
That is fucking unhinged. There is no justification for that. Period. He's driving in the car and then he goes 150 miles an hour with Emiru, and he obviously he has mental health problems, so he's not gonna give a shit about his own life, but he's like, we'll both die, and stuff. This is... Oh my god. Wow.
Like, threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't, like, even necessarily because of me or, like, because of something I did a lot of the time. Like, one of the times that it happened, it was because, we were just getting food, and he was on his phone, and he saw that, Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me, and I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him...
It's a good thing Mr. Beast didn't invite him in hindsight.
Going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
Just because he didn't get invited to a Mr. Beast collab. This guy has problems.
Then at home, other things would happen. Like, I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault, that he felt insecure.
It was all her fault. He is blaming her for all of her problems. He is berating her for all of his problems. Wow.
There was a time that,
Yeah, because he's insecure. He's a fucking insecure guy who doesn't feel good about himself, and so he just fucking, it's everyone else's fault but himself, is what it is.
I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better. So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and, like, prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever...
Yeah, because that's what makes abuse relationships so complicated, is because she still wanted to, like, be valuable to Mizkif, but she, can't even be proud of your own girlfriend for stuff that she accomplishes.
Performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it. And, it just felt like a very rough situation to be stuck in because, I mean, streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, you know, I met him and became, like, a larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around, for his channel and, like, his thumbnails and everything. And, this is still before I moved out. There was a time where it was, the tension in the house was so unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code, and, Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go, take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of, like, peace and quiet. But eventually.
Yeah, I mean, like, the fact... It's not the sign of a good relationship. If your partner is sneaking out just because she feels unsafe in the house, that he might be a threat to her, and that he might be a threat to, like, other people, and you're sneaking out, you're locking yourself in your room, you're sneaking out of your house to go sleep at someone else's house because you're scared of what he might do to you, that is as about as textbook example of abuse as you can get.
He figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Espen's house to keep telling me off. And there was,
So she can't even go to Esfan's house anymore because he found out. Great.
time that he did it, and, I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had, come to see, like, why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he
Oh, was it a guy and then he accused her of cheating? Is that where this is going?
instantly, like, deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you
Wow. Okay. Wow.
coming home? And, that roommate, like, later asked me about it. They were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like no one would understand, or even if they understood, it would just be a burden to them, because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined. I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and, like, hope things get better.
Yeah. He doesn't want to reveal his true self to other people, and he's like, oh, yeah, no. It's so crazy. If he was comfortable kicking shit while Emiru was on stream, just imagine what happens off stream.
Basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house, because he just randomly started, like, screaming at Cheddar. He was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car, and grabbed his litter box and took him there, and I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then, I think, like, within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers, I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day. Moving out into the last house that I lived in was, a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me, because, you know, I am a girl where it's, like, kind of scary for me to be living alone. So it was very hard, and at the time, even though, like, all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and, like, eventually, like, things would be fine, at least publicly, like, for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened, and, you know.
You know, I'm not trying to, like, be performative, but I legit almost shed a tear, like, the first time I watched this. I'm not even kidding. Just, like, sitting through all this has, like, really... It's just, I've been I like, the first time I sat through this, I was just, like, so speechless. I'm still kind of speechless. Sorry. Because, like, it's just so... It's just jarring to see that somebody really just is, like, just destroying the shit out of somebody else. And it's really, in a weird way, like, especially with, like, the video game stuff that we're gonna get into, because, like, they played WoW together, and then, like, it's really, like, forced me to, like, confront a lot of my personal memories. And again, I'm not trying to make this, like, about me. I really am not. But I think just, like, the conversation about abusive and toxic relationships is important, because in my past relationship, the truth of the matter is I felt super trapped in it for months, for a year even, because I felt like I couldn't leave. If I left, my partner, at the time, my partner said she couldn't live without me, and that you know, like, I can't live without you or whatever. If you weren't in my life, I would die or whatever and stuff like that. And that was like that was a lot of stress because I was like, oh, I don't want to do that to you and stuff. And that's upsetting. That's like obviously super upsetting to hear stuff like that. And I think that added a lot of, I removed a lot of it from my memory because it's just not a relationship I like to go back into. But a lot of this stuff has like really like got me thinking about how I personally acted. And how I, like, when I lashed out in video games, especially Apex Legends, when I got super explosive, I would never insult my partner directly at the time. I would never insult her. I would never, like, try to make her seem lesser than. I would never try to, like, do anything like that. I would never try to blame her for anything I went through. It was more like I felt so bad about myself, and I felt negative about myself, and I had super low self-esteem. And I would blame myself in front of her, and that's still unpleasant to be around. That's still not okay either way. But I'd never tried to do it to try to like make her feel less than herself. It was just because I was like really suffering a lot, and I felt like I was super trapped in that relationship, and I didn't have the guts to break up with her when I probably should have. And that's just the reality. I tried to do it earlier that year. I feel like I got roped back in. I felt like, oh my god, I still really, you know, like, there was, like, a sense of belonging and, like, a regret from that sort of thing that I did. Of, like, I guess, like, initially breaking up. But it just sucks, because it's, like, you know, I'm not proud of the way I acted in that relationship. Thankfully, it didn't, I would like to think it never reached, like, abuse territory, because it was just, like, it was, like, super toxic of me, for sure. It's, like, very complicated. You can read all about it. Like, it's public. Like, my old channel's in the description below. Like, everything is in the description. It's publicly available. You guys can read up on it if you want. But it's just, like, very... It's tough. I mean, it's, like, it's just really... It's just fucked. I'm, like, really not proud of the way I acted sometimes. Sorry, sorry about that. I'll keep playing.
At the time, I thought that would be the best thing to do, and I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand, and would, attack me. I was, yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway, so, but, yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change, and...
Yeah, and then he never went to therapy, right? He just, like, promised therapy. He never actually... Of course, they're never actually going to go to therapy, because they're not interested in changing. He just wants her back.
Like, even talk to other people and, like, kind of present, like, oh, I want to change. I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know? There was, a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's, like, on his terms, so that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't, like, really sever it, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because part of her still really loves him.
But, I mean, obviously, hence me doing the stream, that was not the end of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for, closure.
Talk for closure. Oh my god.
He came to my house.
So they're not dating at this point. Just keep that in mind going into this part.
And, I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with.
Yeah, I mean, it's very... I don't know, I mean, like, he wasn't even, like, he went over, you're crying your face off.
But, I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him
The fuck?
do it. I was still sobbing a lot.
It's just very weird. It's like he wasn't even listening to anything she had to say while she was crying and upset. He wasn't even, like, listening to her. The first thing he did was just kiss her and, like, try to make out with her. Yeah. Right.
And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants.
Crazy. This was my introduction to, like, Emiru. Like, I saw Yeet posted this clip. I believe it was one of the first clips Yeet posted on Twitter. This was, like, the first one that I saw. And I remember watching this, like in a vacuum, I remember watching this clip without watching the rest of this. And I thought, at first, okay, you know, like, maybe it was, like, an implied consent kind of thing, because, like, you know, because this was in a vacuum. I just watched this clip without all the previous context. But if you watch all the previous context up until this point, you know this was not implied consent. This was definitely not implied consent. If you like, watch this in a vacuum, because, like, I thought, like, okay, it's an implied consent, you know, she didn't get him to stop kissing at first. And eventually, like, he does jump off when she, like, yelps, because she explains that here. But, yeah, with all the previous context, I don't think it's disproportionate to say that he tried to fucking rape her here. I don't think that's disproportionate to say.
And, I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like... And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was...
He didn't even check if she was okay. He didn't even check in with her. He didn't give a fuck about if she was okay. He just, like, he tried to fucking rape her. He didn't. And then he, was like, yeah, I had to go. And I know people are like, oh, but he didn't actually do it. He listened. Yeah. Great. Great. Good explanation. Wow, he did the bare minimum. He didn't rape her. Wow. Great. Cool.
Still crying. Without, checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or, like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but, like, I just...
No, it doesn't sound crazy at all, because, like, you guys are super big streamers, and, like, optically it could, like, really be a huge fuck up, especially for OTK specifically. So, like, it makes sense why this stayed behind closed doors for so long.
Felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense. Yeah, I felt like I'd caused trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group. I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better, and that, you know, he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure that they know that I never hit you. Around the same time, this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess, like, December-ish. He would, often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me.
In the middle of her streams just to berate her. And, they're not even together at this point, by the way. Like, he's still messaging her, and, like, he's berating her. And like I said, if this is the stuff she's comfortable sharing, like, you can tell that it's really tough for her to talk about this. If this is the stuff she's comfortable sharing, just imagine how much exists behind closed doors that she's not sharing to the public. Just imagine.
For things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
What? What? Okay, listen, I've been toxic in fucking video games as well. I would never... Dude, I would never control who my partner would try to play in a video game. That's... Like, I got upset when I didn't perform well, and I got upset when, like, I feel like people around me were performing better, and that's, like, something I've just had to, like, focus on work on, like, after my breakup and everything. But, like, getting upset because she played a character that you didn't want her to play... Jesus fucking Christ. That's crazy.
Again, like I said earlier, I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop.
And I know I sound surprised, but it's just, like, hearing this more than once, it's like sometimes you pick up on things you didn't, like, pick up on the first time. So I know it might come off as, like, performative to some people. But, like, I actually, like, am, like, there are some things I forgot. It's a lot. It's, like, an hour, 28 minutes long. There are some things I forgot. And, like, you know, sometimes you pick up on things. Maybe I shouldn't give it this much energy. Like, I should probably meet the situation where it's at, because I'm probably over-affirming it, and that's probably not a good habit to do. So, my bad. I'll try to do better about that, but still.
Where I had to perform well to not be thrown away, but if I performed too well, I was gonna be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages, because obviously a lot of these things, yeah, I'm not gonna fully read these out, because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them to, like, kind of...
Yeah, so when Emiru shows the screenshot on screen, I'm gonna take a screenshot of it and we'll zoom in on it, because she's not gonna read them on screen. Like, she's scared to even, like, look at the screenshots, by the way. Yeah. She even named the folder, ugh.
Show what I'm saying?
Alright, I think I can read this, yeah. So this was on November 30th, 2024. But how do I know it's not just someone who doesn't follow, lol? Yes, I'm still wanting to DPS, but for dungeons, I have to tank, yeah? You really don't. Like, you don't. How can I not tank in dungeons? You straight up don't have to, because you're DPS? My group didn't have other warriors. Yeah, I know where this is going, and I'm not dealing with it. I asked for a boundary, and it's always crossed. You know, just because you set up a boundary doesn't mean it's a reasonable boundary. You said the boundary is that you didn't want her to play a tank. That was the boundary you set up, and if that's a boundary she crossed, okay, you're a fucking child, Miz. Grow up. You're like, at this point, he's like, what, 29 years old here? He's like 29 here? Like, grow up, Miz. Grow the fuck up. You don't know boundaries. Yeah, just because you set up a boundary doesn't mean it's a reasonable one. Alright, this is the next screenshot. Question mark, question mark, question mark. How can I not tank as dungeon in, warrior in dungeon? So here's the thing. I'm not a WoW expert. I know Papa Gut talked about it, because I know he plays more WoW. I'm not a WoW expert, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what I'm talking about here. Anybody that's a WoW expert in the comments, feel free to see if this is a reasonable crash out for Miz. It most likely is not, but let's, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Miz, because you aren't a tank. Emiru, when I said I don't want to be tank, I meant I don't want to tank in raid, which is still true, because I don't know what I'm doing. You do not need to tank in dungeons. So now I'm gonna get so much shit nonstop. What? You think you're gonna get shit nonstop as a streamer? Grow up. You're a fucking content creator. You've got like millions of followers. What do you mean get so much shit? Deal with it. You're a fucking content creator. It comes with a job. Don't ever pull aggro. Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have anything, Emmy. Oh my fucking god. This is so childish. This is pathetic. This is fucking pathetic. What a fucking man-child.
I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere, so if, you know, you want to read this later,
Yeah, okay, sorry, I could still read this. Emmy is better, Emmy this, I can't have anything, Emmy, you just take, by the way, that's what he's saying to her, you just take, and you cross boundaries, you just take. This is fucking infuriating. I don't understand what you want me to do. Not tank, just that simple. Oh, why? Who cares? Let her play who she wants, who gives a fuck? And she's like, what the fuck does that mean? You already played warrior when I told you we're going to get compared. Oh my fucking god, this guy is a man-child. Don't pull. I'm gonna pull aggro because I'm a warrior. No, you're not. Another warrior can tank.
I guess.
Emiru, I didn't have another warrior in any of my groups today, and no other warriors. Girl with 27k? Is he talking about his viewership there? 27k viewers? Couldn't find a warrior? You can every time. You just want to tank. He should not be making this as big of a deal as he is. Miz is 29 years old here. He's a 29-year-old fucking man-child here. I know what you're doing right now, and I'm not dealing with it. There were no warriors asking to join, and why is it bad for me to pull in dungeons? Because now I'm going to get compared nonstop, because now people are just going to say you're better. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Because I told you this when you first told me you wanted to play warrior, and it's already happening, and you just don't care about this stuff. There's no boundaries with you. Who cares if she wants to play tank? The boundary was that she shouldn't play tank. That was the boundary you set. Who gives a fuck if she crossed it? Let her play who she wants. Who cares?
This was all happening while I was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me trying to deal with this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon.
Wow.
Trying to just...
I could not read that. I'm so sorry.
Deal with this.
Okay. Right here. Dude. She's like, don't dude me. Or he's like, don't dude me. I asked for one thing with you. Don't be a tank. And now you're tanking. What can I do? Fuck you. How about that, Miz? Fuck you. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Don't tank. Yep, there it is. I'm playing the game. Yeah, she's playing the game. Let her play the fucking game. Tank, Emmy. Do it. Let me handle all the hate. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy is so manipulative. Like, he's saying, let me handle the... He's, like, so desperate to control her so badly that he's like, let people hate me. Let people do this to me. You know, tank, Emmy, do this. Let people do this to me. That is definitely super controlling.
I'm live in the middle of a dungeon, trying to just play the fucking game.
Tank, Emmy, do it. Let me handle the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. Who cares? You're a big streamer. Deal with it. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparison since nobody will be on my side. Yeah, because you're a loser. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank, and you didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And then he just spams the shit out of her with dashes, and then a letter P, and then just more dashes. Cool. Dude. Oh, no, we already read that.
Tank, Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism. You're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparison says nobody will ever be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And like I said, you can go find the stream. But for context, I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like, it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah,
Wait, what was that? Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, she, I think Mizkif later on, like, sends, like, walls of text of, like, apologies. And, it was, like, it was generated by ChatGPT. I think. It was, like, more than likely, like, some of it was generated by ChatGPT. He sent her an apology generated by ChatGPT. Wow. Like, listen, I use AI to help me, like, strengthen things, too, when it comes to, like, writing. I don't use it for all the, like, writing stuff that I do, but I use it to help strengthen certain things to make it flow better. But, like, the AI detector came out, like, 58%, I think. It was fucking crazy. For an apology letter, by the way, or, like, an apology text that he was sending her.
yeah, you can, read that later, I suppose, if,
Dude, Mizkif is fucking pathetic. He's fucking pathetic. I really think that Emmy needs to file a restraining order against this guy. Like, I think a restraining order is like, this guy is clearly, he is definitely not a guy who cares about people's boundaries. For somebody who claims to care about boundaries, he does not care about any boundaries.
Yeah, like I said before, hold on. I was constantly trying so hard to compromise with him because I wanted to be cool and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere. But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence. Like,
he did. He definitely hated Emiru and wanted to control her so badly, and he, like, blamed her and berated her for everything. It's fucking crazy.
Ever since that one
and Emiru never did anything to warrant it either.
Stream where I had, like, a little bit more viewers than him. And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying, because most of his viewers liked...
It's all your fault, Emiru. That's what he says word for word. And I'm not gonna lie, like, listen, you can choose not to believe Emiru, but me personally, like, I tend to be very skeptical of internet allegations, but I'm not gonna lie, Emiru definitely has shown a lot of fucking credibility from, like, the text messages, the live stream clips that we've seen. Like, Emiru definitely has a lot of credibility here. Like, I don't think she has any reason to lie here whatsoever.
Me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not...
Ah, of course. Of course. So, he wanted to be able to hit on any other girl he wanted to. He wanted to be able to talk to any other girl he wanted to, but she was not allowed to do that.
Take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Is real. Sorry. I know I'm making, like, a joke, but this is, like, such a really, like, heavy topic, and I kind of have to, like, crack a joke or two. I guess Israel's not really any better when it comes to lightening the mood, but still.
That was, like, started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other. He started, saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who... I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who, to this day, has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like, about them in their stream, and it was very hard to listen to.
I'm trying to think. Was it, I have no idea who it is.
And just, in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here, you are all useless to me, you're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you."
Jesus Christ. Wow, this guy's fun at parties. Yeah, I remember seeing a clip of Mizkif fucking yelling at, like, one of his friends, like, in public as well. I remember seeing, I think it was, like, actually house cam footage, where Mizkif thought he was in private and he wasn't being recorded, but he was, like, yelling at a friend, like, they were by, like, a car outside or something in, like, a suburban area, and he was, like, just yelling at his friend. I think I might be able to pull the clip up later. Actually, I'll see if I can find it now before I forget. Yeah, okay, I found this clip on Twitter. I guess it's, like, one of, I guess, Mizkif's friends or whatever. This is, like, a couple years back. This is, like, house footage.
Again? Huh? You said you could take me 7 times. You didn't listen to yourself, you're drunk and on cocaine. I tried to talk to you with a friend, you're treating me like shit. You figured I'd kill myself. And all you can say is, fuck you. And all you do is say, fuck you.
You broke my tooth.
You said, come on, you pulled me out of the car.
Apparently, Mizkif broke this guy's tooth, by the way. Like, they must have gotten into a fight. He's, like, on the ground. Maybe, like, Mizkif hit him or something. And, like, he broke his tooth, and now he's, like, blaming him for breaking his tooth? Jesus, fuck.
Let's go. Again?
Yeah, I pray to God that, like, the police maybe, like, lock up Mizkif or something. This guy is... He is unsafe. He is not a safe guy to be around. Just imagine, like, what happens behind closed doors. All this stuff that we're seeing, right? This is stuff that's public. Can you imagine what isn't public? What Emiru is not comfortable sharing? I would even go as far as to say Emiru is, like, in her head trying to be fair about all of it. In fact, I would even argue she's actually downplaying some of what she went through. Like, she's setting herself way too short because that's how nice of a person Emiru is.
And him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people was the...
Sorry, I have to go back. What were we talking about? I know, I've lost it.
I quote, "I hate everyone here, you are all useless to me, you're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you."
Which, okay, yeah. So, another thing, I guess I didn't bring this up. Another thing is that goes to show he dated Emiru because maybe he was, like, interested in clout or something. And he was interested in clout. That's probably why he, like, started this, like, streamer house or whatever, where he, like, collabed with all these other people. That's why he did that. It makes sense where his head is at. That's probably why his ego fucking hurts when he doesn't get more viewers than Emiru. That's probably why, because he's very opportunistic.
And him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him. And I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time.
Yeah, because he's finally losing control of the person he's trying to control. Abusers hate it when they lose control over their victims, or survivors, I should say. I shouldn't even call them victims. The proper, because I know the word abuse gets lost online and people don't understand what abuse actually looks like. This is legitimate abuse, by the way, just to be clear. This is like one of the very rare instances where this is a real legitimate case of someone being both physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive. All three of them. He is fucking, this guy is insane.
That he, like, did something like that and was, like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
Yeah, because he wasn't in control of Emiru anymore. And Emiru was finally, like, understanding her worth.
But that was definitely the most extreme time. And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other, so I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. And it was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during, like, other fights and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I just decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So I have not spoken to him since January of this year. It's been 10 months, but you think that's the end. It is unfortunately not. I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And I'm just gonna show those.
Okay, yeah.
And at first, it started simple. It'd be confusing messages, or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like
I can't fucking read these.
expressing he was worried about things.
Hold
Started
on.
simple.
I'm sorry. No offense, Emery. You're going a little bit too fast for my liking. Oh. Okay. I guess I have to screenshot this. All right, 1 second. Like here. Right here. Yes, perfect. Woo! We got it. I'm the best at timing. Let's go. I didn't even have to. I was on speed up time too. Hell yeah. Sorry. Okay. So these are the messages. January 27th on Monday. Hey, just to make sure, you don't have recordings of me, right? I'm getting harassed. that you do, wait, I'm getting harassed that you, wait, what the fuck are you saying? I'm getting harassed that you do, and I'm assuming it's nothing. Dude, this is how you know someone is guilty. This is how you know somebody fucked up. Is when they're like, hey, you don't have recordings of me, right? This is a huge sign of somebody that knows that they fucked up. He knows he's fucked. And that's why he's panicking here. Like, he knows that he fucked up, and that's why he's, like, panicking here. Alright, a month later, February 2022. Do you know why I'm removed from everything? Why I'm kicked from OTK? Nobody's answering my calls, and I don't want to bother you, but I'm panicking, and I don't understand what's happening. February 23rd, a day after. Can we please communicate so I don't feel isolated and hated by my own organization? I just want to be okay with each other, and I find... I don't know what that says. The arrow's blocking the way. F word. Or I fuck with? Does that say I fuck with our streams? Is that what it says? I fuck with our streams and lies we shouldn't have. Okay, that's about it, that.
And at first, it started simple. Be confusing messages, or like him expressing he was worried about.
Alright, I can't read what some of these... I'll try... Maybe I'll just have to squint my eyes. Oh, I can kind of read if I squint my eyes. Okay, I guess I'll just do that. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Can we please communicate so I don't feel isolated and hated by my own organization? I just want to be okay with each other, and oh, it says I feel with our streams, or... I thought it said I fuck with. I guess it's the same, thing. I came home and feel terrible. It feels so odd that I cannot talk to you or anyone and just know what's happening. Oh, I thought he was implying that he knew. But, I mean, he definitely knows. He definitely does. That's not what he was implying in that context, but still. February 26th, I believe. Can you please respond? And then 2 days later, February 28th. I understand and will just leave you alone, but I really would appreciate if we could talk. I won't text you again. What this? I really want to talk or something like that, if possible. Okay, I can't read what this says, because it's very small.
First, it wasn't anything weird.
Okay, she zooms in. Jesus Christ, I'm actually, like, very dumb. Zoom in, please, Emiru. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so February 26th, March 3rd. Dude, it's crazy. At the end of January until, like, for 1 month straight, by the way, or not straight, it was sporadically, but, like, for 1 month, like, over a month at this point, he is trying so hard to talk to her and text her over and over again, and he's trying to, like, he's trying his hardest to, like, really talk to her. I know you don't want to hear it from me, but I can't just not message you. I still care about you. If you need to talk, I'm here. I'm so sorry shit like this happened, but I'll be up all night if you want to talk. 1 day later, March 4th. Can we please talk, Emmy? I'm so sorry for what I said. 1 week later, March 11th. Can we talk tomorrow? Jesus Christ. Hey, okay, so March 15th. Hey, I found out you weren't invited to the party. I know you wouldn't want to go, but I didn't do invites. You were invited, of course, and I hope you're doing okay, and one day we can talk. March 19th. By the way, we're reaching 2 months now where he is... At this point, I would consider this harassment at this point. I really think she should file a restraining order against this guy. This is fucking unhinged. This is really... I don't think this guy is a safe guy to be around whatsoever. Like, you don't know what he's capable of. 2 months now where Emmy is getting harassed. Emmy, can we please talk? I really need to tell you things. I'm so sorry for the past few months. I'm so sorry for so much that happened. I need this to be alone. I need this time to be alone, but I really love you so much. I just needed to know what being alone, and I learned I need you. This sounds like legitimate love bombing. I know a lot of people, I know that's another buzzword that people use, but this does, I don't know, like this definitely comes across like it's love bombing, for sure. I don't want to be without you. I regret so much, Does she show that later? I regret so much. I guess she'll show it in the next screenshot. I regret so much that I hurt you. I left, but I know I needed it. Please call me. I haven't stopped thinking about you in months. I know what I want, and it's you and only you. Jesus Christ. Get a load of this guy. I've been nothing but miserable without you. I love you, Emmy, and if you take me back, I want us to be in a real relationship. Emiru, you are doing the smart thing by not responding to this guy. I think you should file a restraining order. And I think she, by the way, I do remember, actually later in this video, I think she does talk about filing a restraining order against Mizkif, and that's good. That's very good. This guy is definitely not safe. I want us to go on dates, to live together, to plan our lives. I want so much. Fucking Christ, you do. I want you so much. Please, just hear me out. I wrote out a lot of how much I feel. I've been writing so much and learned so much about myself. Just please, if you can hear me out. I love you so much, Emmy. I've been crying every night without you. And I'm sorry I've done any of this. I've been so depressed without you. Just please call me. I'll be up. I will do anything for you. I will come home from Japan right now for you. Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's insane. March 20th. Can you please answer me, Emmy? Just at least once tell me... Just at least tell me you moved on. You are not obligated to text back this guy. Hey, April 11th. So for over 2 months, we're leaning into 3 months at this point. 3 months, Mizkif has been nonstop texting her, just like fucking endlessly, just like sending her texts, trying to get her to fucking respond. April 11th. Hey, would you be willing to talk? May 5th, over 3 months at this point. Over 3 fucking months when they're already broken up. Hey, I know it's been a while. I just want to say that I'm going back to Austin next week, and I think you and I should be able to talk and communicate with each other. I'm going to be doing a lot of collabs, and I know you've been doing a lot of collabs lately, and I feel that we should be amicable with each other now, so it's not weird because we're both doing a lot now. We're both now doing a lot of clubs, and I feel like it would be really weird considering we're just also in the same, or that we're just not talking with each other at all or have zero communication. I want to come back and for us to at least be...
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
Yeah, I agree. Really weird considering we're also in the same, or that we're just not talking with each other and have zero communication. I want to come back and for us to at least be okay. I don't want to talk to you about anything in terms of relationship. Yes, you do. Yes, you fucking do. You wouldn't be saying this otherwise. You wouldn't be love bombing the shit out of her. You said he said earlier that I love you and all this stuff. He literally said I love you earlier. And he's like, I don't want to talk to you in terms of relationship. Yes, you fucking do. You obviously do. I just want to talk to you in terms of business. Business? Okay. Mr. I tried to rape this girl. Yeah. Emmy, keep this guy away. And also just overall collaboration. So I think we should have a conversation if you can call me sometime this week. I think that would be great. Hope you're doing well. If we can't communicate and we're going to continue to not talk, this is only going to get weirder and weirder as we're both invited to the same things constantly and we are both involved in Austin activities. It's best for both. This guy is so manipulative. This guy is like unbelievably manipulative. Like, I don't say that a lot about people. Like, manipulation is a term that gets, like, overused online. But, like, this is, like, legitimately manipulative. March 19th. Oh, yeah, he tried to move over to Discord to contact her. So this is back in March 15th of this year. Can you please answer my phone? He tried to message her on Discord. May 25th, 2025. I think this is after the messages we just saw earlier. I'm sorry, not a day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final word... Oh, this is the message, by the way. I remember now. This is the message that he... like, his apology letter that he generated with AI, with ChatGPT. Like, listen, it's one thing if you use AI to write stuff, but you're trying to contact... You've been trying... Really, for 4 months at this point. You've gone on 4 months to try to talk to this girl that you guys aren't even dating at this point. And you've been trying to talk to her. Like, you're harassing her at this point. And, like, and you're trying to sound genuine, but then you use ChatGPT to write to her. Like, that's pathetic. That's really pathetic. I don't even know if this is worth reading. Don't go echoed in my heart. I walked out that door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I told myself I needed to be alone, and that I missed out being single in my 30s. I convinced myself I needed space, freedom, and distance, but the truth is I was afraid. Afraid of commitment, afraid of what it meant to be, to truly let someone in, even someone as beautiful and as kind as you. This is legitimate love bombing. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. This is absolutely love bombing. So I tried to protect myself in the worst way possible. I pushed you away. I told myself lies to justify it. I said I was bored. I said a relationship would hold me back. I said I didn't want to be with just one person. But those weren't truths. They were shields I put in front, facing my fears and the parts of myself I hadn't yet healed from. And in doing that, I lost you. Yeah, fuck you. Who cares? Who cares that you lost her? Oh, great. I have to read more of this shit. Ugh. Not from Emiru. I'm not mad at Emiru. It's just like this fucking shit from Mizkif. The last 4 months have been the hardest of my life. Whatever people may see on the outside, online, or anywhere else, know this. Yeah, I don't care that your life has been hard. I don't give a shit. I've been lost without you. I've missed you every single day. I've cried more times than I can count just thinking about your smile. I don't give a shit that you were crying. I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. Your feelings don't matter. They shouldn't matter. I don't care. You're disgusting. You're like a legitimate disgusting abuser, attempted rapist. I don't care. Like, why would I feel bad for you? Why would I feel sorry for you? Your laugh, the way you said merp made, or make those little sounds when you were happy. Well, clearly you weren't happy on Rust. I even had to unfollow you at one point, not because I wanted to forget you, but because seeing you reminded me of how painfully, I messed up. Wow. This guy does not love you. I love you, Emmy. I always have. I know now, and I never stopped. I know our time together was far from perfect. My mental health weighed heavily on both of us, and I'm so sorry for what I put you through. I don't give a shit that your mental health weighed on you. That's not an excuse for your disgusting actions. You're like, you have multiple multi-million follower on Twitch, and you're probably a fucking millionaire. You can afford, like, mental health services or a therapist or someone to help you get better. Or something. You can afford these things. Like, I don't give a shit. It's not an excuse for what you fucking did to both Emiru and allegedly another girl we're going to look at the very end of this video. And then, the Maya, whatever happened with you and Maya. You carried more than you ever should have to. But I'm working on myself, really working. I've started treatment. I'm on Lexapro and propranolol, or whatever. And for the first time in a long time, I feel clarity. My emotions aren't running wild anymore. I think more clearly. I feel steadier. I'm learning to be the man you always believed I could be. This guy's a psychopath. Like, this guy is a legitimate fucking psychopath. Dude, this guy... I would not blame Emiru if she was scared that, like, Mizkif was gonna fucking kill her. I wouldn't blame her if she, like, was that terrified. And she's doing the right thing by not responding to this guy. I would ask why Emiru didn't block him at this point, but I almost don't blame her for not blocking her because, like, or him, sorry. I almost don't blame her for not blocking him because she doesn't know what the fuck he's capable of. Like, if she blocks him, he could show up to her house in person and, like, do something, like, break shit or something. You don't know what the fuck he's capable of. He could show up unprompted. This guy is legitimately insane. Alright, let me read this. You are the love of my life, Doubt. Every night we spent watching shows. Every silly conversation about Cheddar. Yeah, by the way, he screamed at the cat Cheddar, by the way. He screamed at them. Every time I walked into your room as you were about to go live, I cherished it all. You brought color and joy onto my life in ways I didn't fully appreciate until I lost you. And I hate that I let fear and pain and pride blind me to how lucky I was to have you. Emmy, if you still have any space in your heart for me, I would send the rest of my heart making things right. Loving you the way you've always deserved to be loved. This time fully, I'm leaving LA, but I would make it work with you even if we can start small. It's always been Matt and Emmy, and it still could be if you'll have me. This guy is fucking crazy. This guy is unhinged. This is a fucking psychopath. Oh my god. Oh yeah, and then more. Is this on Instagram, or is this like Samsung's version of like iMessage or whatever? Is this more texting? This is August, by the way. Can we please talk while you're here? A simple conversation would go a very long way for the both of us. The lack of communication is very confusing, and I've wanted to talk to you for a while. August. Keep in mind, he was trying to contact her since January. Since January, he has tried very hard to contact him. This would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. He has tried contacting her for 7 months. Listen, when you're in a... I think they've been long broken up at this point. But, like, when you've been broken up with someone, it's normal to, like, I guess, like, still talk a little bit after the breakup, or I guess, like, do some begging or whatever. It's obviously not... You shouldn't beg. You shouldn't do that shit. And I don't encourage it, because, like, once a breakup is over, you gotta respect the boundaries of that person. 100%. You know, when I was, like, still in contact with my ex, I'd still message her. I would still send her, like, long texts because I missed her. Because it was a breakup for real at that time. But not for 7 months. 7 months is unhinged. Like, it's normal with, like, within, like, the first week or two, I would say. But beyond that, like, you gotta take a hint, man. When was this? August 16th. Oh, Instagram again. Instagram. Can we please talk a simple call? Oh, yeah, we already read that. Okay. She can't even look at it. She's, like, literally, like, I feel like she's about to have a panic attack just looking at these text messages. She can't even look at it.
And keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was
Oh, God.
saying. And, it's just kind of a funny side note, I guess.
Because he's scared that this could come out against him. He knows he's fucked. He knew that this could come out against him.
I would like to highlight this message. Because,
Yeah, he used AI to write the sorry message.
doesn't really matter, but I ran it through a ChatGPT checker.
Yeah, 58%. It came out 58%. Or 58.3, but you could round that up to 59% or whatever.
And,
but 58.3% of it.
All the highlights. Like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it shows he doesn't actually care. He doesn't actually, like, love her. He just wants to control her.
But, yeah, like I said at first, the messages were just simple things, like, him saying he was worried about things, or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course. This also extended to in-person interactions, because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication, and, you know, we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such. I also had to start... Hold on, I'm still fucking sick. I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal, private communication, but I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person. Because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan, there was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space. I'll have my space. You know, it's not a big deal. We're adults, right? During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. It sucks because how many people knew about Mizkif? I think OTK knew the general idea behind Mizkif. Like, they knew, like, some of the basics of his abuse. But, like, how many people actually knew how much of a danger Mizkif was before Emiru came out about this? Like, or I guess in, like, during the party.
Thought that I was just being paranoid. I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and a couple other friends. And, at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here, let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs. Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and, like, talk where it's not so loud. And, I was like, okay. So, they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to, get up there, because someone, like, stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was, like, standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid.
I wouldn't doubt it. I believe you. If he was watching, I believe you. Like, Emiru has been super credible up until this point. I really don't see why she would lie here.
But, I went upstairs, I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and, you know, our other friends, and then, about 30 minutes later...
This is fucking disgusting. This whole situation is fucking disgusting. I know some people were thinking about what punishment Mizkif deserves, and if you want my honest opinion, capital fucking punishment. Like, capital punishment. Like, I feel like people that, like, terrorize people this much to this degree, like, first of all, Mizkif needs a restraining order against him. Like, people that abuse to this fucking degree don't provide anything productive to society. Like, capital fucking punishment.
The room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz. He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh, and then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck?
No, he knew. He knew you were there. He was just he was testing what he could get away with.
But again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room, and then after he opened the room...
He was obviously trying to find her. This guy's... Dude, I don't want to be that guy, but, like, thank God Emiru was with, like, some crowd of people. Who knows what would have happened if Emiru was in a room all alone with this guy? Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but, like, yes, I am insinuating what you think I'm insinuating, because, like, who fucking knows? These people are unhinged and psychopathic. Like, you don't know what the fuck these people are gonna do. Like, if Emiru was alone, and this guy, like, came up and found her all alone, I would not doubt, this is the kind of person who would fucking rape a girl, if he could get away with it. He attempted to earlier in the story. He attempted to. So, like, I wouldn't doubt that he probably would have fucking raped Emiru if he could have gotten away with it.
That you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night. So I was like, wow, okay, that's good to know, I guess. The next story, that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when we were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier.
Oh, yeah, I remember that situation. Yeah, that was very scary. It was like some parasocial fan that was like trying to like go after Valkyrie, Cinna, and Emiru. It's just like stupid fucking parasocial people. He also tried to like shoot his shot with these streamers, but it's like, what the fuck? Why would you shoot your shot with random streamers you were stalking and stream sniping? Like, they don't know you as a person. It's like super parasocial.
Because that was obviously...
Fucking Twitch, man. It's fucking parasocial cesspool on Twitch.
Hold on, let me close all these fucking texts. I don't want to look at them. They're still on my desktop. Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah, it happened March 3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about it, talking about how me, Ray, and Senna were attacked. Which was not an issue, like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news, people are gonna talk about it, it should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that. He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him. And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Senna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself. And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like...
Wait, I need to re-listen to that, what?
Remind people at this point, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that.
Okay.
He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him. And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Senna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself.
What? I guess I never caught that part in the original, like, my first time watching this. He actually shared, like, personal stories, like, without her consent?
And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened...
That's very shitty.
Like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are gonna be weird, it puts Emmy in more danger, and, you know, gives people ideas, so we're never gonna talk about it. But, you know, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in, and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as, like, the hero. He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand, still very scary, but why are you acting like you, like, if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. Oh,
Jesus Christ. This guy is not safe. This guy, I am very glad that Emiru is filing a restraining order against Miz, because holy fuck.
I'm so glad I finally get to say that, because she is the one who, like, kept everyone in those two houses safe, not him. Anyway, back to the original thing, the Ray and Senna stuff. I was obviously panicking, like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was, like, huge, like, public, millions of people seeing it. And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff. And
that has to be, like, super frustrating and upsetting to go through.
And, I'm, like, crying, and, Senna and Ray are like, what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm, like, panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like, these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Miz's mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all, messaging him to stop. And by the way...
Rare Asmongold W, by the way. You know, like, Asmongold has a lot of disagreeable things he says, but, like, actual, like, rare Asmongold W that he actually, like, did something about this.
Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up. Which means that he saw it, and he just wanted to be able to keep talking, because, yeah, anyway. Just a little note. I don't know exactly what, like, the other people said to him, But Ray and Cinna told me that they were messaging him being like, bro, like, stop, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he was messaging them, who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through. Was that your job? Well, anyway, yeah, that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Cinna while they're trying to be like, bro, like, stop, like, you're making it worse. He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Cinna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline.
From the stalker situation, yeah.
So yeah, that was a terrible weekend.
Yeah, I bet.
I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert.
This fucking poor girl's been through a lot. I really hope that, like, Emiru, like, has... she's probably not going to talk about it on stream because it's a very personal thing, so I would understand. But if Emiru, like, has a therapist, like, that's really fucking good. Like, at least there would be a god at that point that, like, she gets, like, a therapist to talk about this. This is fucking horrible. This is, like, awful. Like, really disgusting, vile shit.
That he could make sure to farm his own clips.
Yeah.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that trip, he was texting and calling me, trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married.
Marriage, when you guys aren't even together. Wow.
I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not, but I assume he...
I think he did. I think he did. Like I said, notice how she's, like, really... She's downplaying it. She's downplaying it because she's way too nice of a person to this guy.
He did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him. And, I mean, some of them did. I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a, like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or, like, having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like, watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking...
That's none of your business. You guys aren't together.
No, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that. And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore because I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature. But yeah, you can see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if, like, I mean, people can go back and read them. He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of the messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That it really matters. It's just interesting, right? As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think
Yeah, which he had been trying to do over the course of 7 months, for context.
because about 2 months ago was when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been, like, you know, telling people things. Which, again, I wasn't going on my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't gonna lie to them. I mentioned this at the beginning before I started, like, fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like, about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits.
Yeah, that's obviously, like, super unhinged.
And I was told...
He said it was going to be a smear campaign, too, by the way. That was his threat if Emiru ever talked about this publicly, which is extraordinarily, like, manipulative.
Well, that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused. Obviously, they're not insane. And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her.
Yeah, wow. He loves her, by the way. He was going off about how he loves her and he wants to be back with her and stuff. This is not somebody who loves her. When she's, like, trying to love bomb the shit out of her, and then he says, I'm gonna destroy this girl. Yeah.
What that means. And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, hope she's okay. You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And, yeah, that was Saturday, so that pretty much leads us to today. I feel like it's clear I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me and doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this. A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content. So,
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean, like, I know there were people that were a little bit skeptical about the covering up the sexual assault stuff with, like, Adriana Lee and stuff. I never, I barely tuned, I, like, heard, like, hearsay from it. I never really, like, tuned into it that much, personally.
always tried to keep things private, always tried to make things better, had hope that things would get better.
But, I mean, I totally believe it now, by the way. Like, Mizkif is definitely, like, if it was today, if that stuff came out today, I believe it. Like, retroactively. Like, Mizkif definitely seems like the kind of guy who would cover up some really shitty, disgusting behavior.
You know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment. And for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community, while he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot of steps already, as I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into. And I'm doing a lot better now, but I felt like this was a necessary stream because, like I said, at the—
I hope this girl, like, gets therapy or something, because this is, like, probably, like, super traumatizing and like, she's re-traumatizing herself just by, like, talking about it online to, like, a huge group of people, to this magnitude.
Very beginning. I have heard that he has done things to other people that aligned with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information.
Yeah.
I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help, and I unfortunately learned that I couldn't, but I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community, and I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now, and, yeah, that's my story of, dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and, stalking, and being threatened on if, you know, I ever talked about it. And this whole time, it's been kind of hidden in plain sight away from hundreds of thousands of people. And, yeah, I know that—
It's good that it's finally out there. Fuck Mizkif.
that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone, but yo, sorry, voice crack. I know talking about this probably won't make him or sorry, probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone, but I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now, and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore. And it's all out there now. And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening. And a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all, but I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening, and like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, you know, grievances with him. But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people as well who, even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life. I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to, like, put this out there and then, you know, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, obviously people, I would imagine that's like a reasonable question to ask. That's good that she's filing a restraining order against him.
In both Texas and California.
Sorry if I'm not, like, giving much commentary. Like, it's super late at night, and it's, like, really, this whole thing is just so fucking heavy.
California. And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him.
Yeah, as, like, an optics play. But he would just lose, like, millions of dollars for it anyways. And besides which, Emiru's lawyer approved of everything that she's saying right now. So, like, I feel like it wouldn't really get anywhere if he tried to, like, get a defamation lawsuit out of this. But it doesn't even seem like it's defamation because, like, he, like, he's, like, a lot of this is, like, credible information. And for defamation, the information has to be false to some extent, right?
Not because
I'm not a lawyer, so don't take that as a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is like what she was talking about. There's probably so much behind the scenes that we don't know about. Like, what Mizkif is capable of. This guy is disgusting. This guy is fucking gross.
What else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And, yeah, there's more things that I didn't even talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there. And, yeah. I guess that's, pretty much it. Definitely not how I would have liked to spend my Saturday. I would have loved to, go to karaoke with my friends. Or something like that instead. A lot of people like karaoke. Right, guys? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off. I'm not sure, like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just wanna, like I said, do my best to move on from this, because I've already been doing that for a year. Like I said, I feel like that's pretty clear. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for today. I asked my editor if he would put this on YouTube for if you guys want to look at, you know, any of the things that I shared today. But like I said, all of the streams that I referred to today are public. You can easily find them. And all the people that I mentioned today gave me permission to mention them. Except I think I mentioned Mr. Beast Oops, but I mean, he's not involved. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing the stream, so it feels really weird to have done it, and it's over now. Yeah, well, now you guys, know everything. And, all the—
Not everything. I don't think we know everything. It's definitely, like, she's still hiding a lot of stuff. Not maliciously. Like, I'm not accusing her of hiding shit maliciously. But, there's just a lot of shit we don't know about Mizkif in general. Yeah.
Things I've been holding in for the past couple years.
Tough girl, man.
So, yeah.
She's very brave and strong for coming out with this and talking about this. I usually say you shouldn't talk about stuff on the internet, but this is like one of the few exceptions to that because this is fucking horrible. This is actually like terrible. This guy is dangerous.
Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I'll be able to keep giving updates on the TwitchCon stuff, but I'm hoping to
Yeah.
Chapter behind me, and like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this was the right thing to do, and
Yeah.
I don't
Definitely.
regret any of it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and hopefully I will see you guys all very soon. Thank you for everything. Yep, I guess that's it. See you guys when I see you. Goodbye.
It's terrible. That was fucking a lot. Jesus Christ. Listening to that not once but twice. Wow. Alright, so this came out earlier today by this streamer named Kuko. I hope I said your name right. I think she was like dating Lucari at one point or whatever. Like they were like a thing at some point. They did like stream content together or some shit like that. But yeah, she came up with Mizkif sexual assault and harassment experience on Twitter. This was earlier today, which means Emiru is not the only woman that he was doing this to. So, my Mizkif sexual harassment, assault and harassment experience. Number 1. Our first hookup was, I was so drunk I couldn't even keep my eyes open. We're not off to a good start here. Originally, I was supposed to crash on the couch, but somehow ended up in his bed. I remember all I wanted was to sleep, but he kept trying to kiss me and undress me while she was drunk. What the fuck? What the fuck? He's trying to tap while she's drunk. This guy's weird. I finally let him have it because I was too dizzy to care anymore. He made sure to coach me to say it was consensual afterwards and get the story straight because he was afraid of being canceled. Oh my god. So if the story is correct, he straight up just raped a drunk girl in this story. If this story is like, if I'm reading this right, he raped a drunk girl. If this is true. And I'm not going to lie, everything against Mizkif so far has been very credible. So, like, I don't see why she would lie about it. I mean, I suppose this could be false, but I really don't even feel like entertaining that conversation right now, given that everything else has been just so credible. Like I said before, capital punishment. Capital punishment. Mizkif, fucking just capital punishment. He was so sweet at that time that we ended up having a consensual fling afterwards. Jesus Christ. After our fling ended, he started terrible rumors about me, telling people I was manipulative, bad, and awful human. He would tell people that I cut myself during sex and that I was crazy. What the fuck? I would later hear the most awful rumors from people I had just met even years later. He would continue to talking about me long after we no longer interacted. This made me never reach out to people anymore. I was mortified of the rumors he'd spread and depressed over what people thought of me. Lucari is witness to the depression Mizkif caused me. He's also witness to the harassment I experienced long after the fling was over. During my relationship with Lucari, he'd regularly talk shit about me and constantly tell Lucari that he doesn't know the real Kuko, quote unquote. He tried poisoning our relationship the whole time. He would plant ideas into Lucari's head to start fights. After our relationship with Lucari ended, Miz upped the shit talking even more. Lucari noted that it looked like Miz was actively trying to ruin my reputation. I would hear how everyone in Austin hates me because of what Miz would say. I think Emiru is super brave for coming out with her story. I struggle with posting this as I don't want to be associated or tied to him at all, but I want to corroborate her story with my personal hell Mizkif kindly gifted me. And there's plenty of other stories of people coming out with stuff with Mizkif. And we'll find out more of them, and we'll also look at his response, hopefully tomorrow by the time this video is uploaded. That's all I've got for you for the time being.